Are you a fan of the hit tabletop campaign, New Avalon Heroes? Have you been yearning for a movie adaptation after Season 1 ended? Well, have I got the thing you need? I decided to go to AI Dungeon, input locations and characters from our Mutants and Masterminds campaign, and let it run wild. With it generating a groundbreaking new plot, we worked together to develop this spec script. Also, all of this is completely and totally canon and final, so, just keep that in mind as you watch what unfolds here. Welcome to New Avalon Heroes the Movie, Rolling in the Deep. Exterior, New Avalon, day. Though they planned to take today off, the superhero group known as the Wonderful Five enter the scene of a crime. Michael, Kirby, Noelle, Jeyu, and Valero are all in costume, ready to fight. The Wonderful Five have been doing patrols around the city for a while now, fighting endless waves of villains. Suddenly, we hear some screaming. A robber is attacking a nearby shop. Robbery was thought to be on the decrease now that the skulls had been driven out of power. The Crimson Talons are making a career out of it these days. Who needs sleep anyway? Evo shouts, preparing to chase away the attacker.
Thought we were resting.
I'm still tired.
Well, if you're all going to help, come on! The others reluctantly join in the fight against the robber, who is a one-man crime wave at this point. The robber is none other than Clint, the leader of the Crimson Talons. He's been on a crime spree for a week and has stolen many things. Vehicles, weapons, electronics, you name it. He's even kidnapped someone. The five Wonderfuls fight through the streets of New Avalon, chasing Clint and his stolen truck.
Clint, stop thievery right now!
Or what, pretty girl? Clint laughs as he drives his truck through a group of innocent bystanders and knocking them to their deaths. I've killed so many people now! I think I'm actually having fun! The Wonderful Five chase this madman down the streets, but are too slow to keep up with the truck. That's when Jeyu, the immortal owl, decides to be useful for once. 1, 2, 3 moments pass. The immortal owl swoops in and grabs Clint, pulling him out of the truck in midair and forcing him to drop the vehicle.
Thanks, Jeyu. Now throw him in jail.
Jeyu flies away with Clint in tow, leaving the others to deal with the truck. It has stopped. Michael sighs and shakes his head. This was a disaster. It seemed like the whole town was being robbed and we couldn't do a thing about it. Kirby shrugs.
Yeah, I'm with Mike.
Valoy waits for the others to come back. We can tell he's been waiting a long time.
Well, the criminals have been arrested. Not arrested. Won. Victory!
Oh, by the way, I got an invite to join the Crimson Talons.
Really? That's great, Noelle. You should go.
Noelle looks a little jealous, but Valero doesn't seem to share her enthusiasm. He gives her a fake smile.
Thank you. You've been more supportive lately.
Well, I can't say I've seen the big hero spotlight quite.
Noelle gives him an annoyed look. She's heard this before.
Yeah, I should go. The rest of you have been far more useful to the city than I have. You've done a heck of a lot more for it than I ever will, so yeah, I should off to join a gang. Anyway, I'm out of here. Gotta patrol. Later, guys.
Noelle dives into the streets of New Avalon. The others give her fake waves, shutting her down.
Wait, girl!
Exterior, alleyway, night. After her long patrol, Noelle sits in a narrow, desolate alleyway in the distant heart of Avalon, wearing her glasses and fighting off sleep. She sighs and rolls over, nodding off, asleep until she is jolted by a voice. Rise and shine, kitten. Noelle wakes up in fright, revealing the dashing and friendly face of Clint, the Crimson Talon leader.
What do you want?
Nothing much. Just thought we could talk a little. Clint offers his hand. Noelle accepts. He pulls her into a semi-secretively cobbled alleyway. As he caters to her, he whispers, "Will we ever find a guy who wants to chat with a girl like you?"
I don't think so. Besides, I'm just a girl.
Clint takes his cigarette, not looking at her. He jingles her a carrot and lights a match and offers her a light and tosses her a cigarette. What makes you think that, pretty thing? Clint motions to his face. I guess I got the wrong impression. Clint lights her up. Noelle exhales. We may not be able to find anyone, so you'll have to stick with me for now.
Nah, don't bother looking, Kurt.
Maybe I should look harder. Noelle smiles. We continue through the narrow, cobbled alleyway. Avalon's Heart, night. As we stroll down the secret path, Clint and Noelle are talking. Noelle is very wary of him and isn't too happy with her situation. Well, maybe you should stick with me.
Where are we going?
We're going to the Crimson Talons. They have invited you to join. You'll fit right in.
How?
The street is wide and empty. Nothing ever happens. He lights the cig. She inhales. Clint smiles. He motions to the carrot. To join the Crimson Talons, you have to be a criminal. She stops. He motions to her again. Noelle grins. He points to the carrot. Noelle takes a carrot. She sniffs it and chews it and swallows it. He is annoyed. As we continue down the path, they talk more. Interior, Talon entrance, night. Clint gestures for her again. He speaks to the Crimson Talons. Get the pink robes. They comply, and soon they are dressed in gang colors. Clint looks at her. Welcome to the Crimson Talons, Noelle. No sooner has Noelle joined the Crimson Talons has she been thrown into a deadly game of flirtation, mystery, and danger. Interior, clubhouse, morning. The Wonderful Five, minus Noelle, talk amongst themselves. She still has not returned.
Should we go look for her?
No. The last thing we need is to fight the Crimson Talons over her. You know where she is?
We don't know. We're sure the Crimson Talons know, though.
Should we tell the police chief?
What would we tell her? That Noelle ran away to be with them?
She's been gone a day now. Do we really know she's safe?
Let's make some coffee. We can decide what to do after.
Cut 2. Outside clubhouse. Exterior, clubhouse, day. Michael, Kirby, J.U., and Valerio are all trying to process this recent development with a cup of coffee.
I can't believe she left us. For them?
What are you talking about? We basically drove her away.
I'm just surprised as you are. I just didn't expect it from her. She's not the type.
Kirby shrugs.
It's those guys. Somehow they managed to contact her.
Suddenly, a familiar face appears. It's Noelle, and she's with some Talon members.
Hello, Michael, Kirby, J.U., and Val. I am Captain Quartz, leader of the Crimson Talons.
What? What happened to Clint?
He tried to grab me once. He was very weak. I easily threw him aside and told him to never touch me again.
I'll be sure to remember that.
Anyway, I'm sure you're wondering why I've come to see you. Well, I'm here to offer my services.
We're not hiring.
Why are you hostile? I'm simply trying to make a living. I thought all of you were about freedom and fighting the system.
This comment by Noelle catches the others off guard.
Cheyu, stop being a grump. We're not the ones who left the team anyway.
Noelle turns to Kirby.
You're the one who left the team, right? For the Crimson Talons?
So, why is that a problem?
Well, it just is. We had a good thing going with the team, we fought crime, helped people, and we had fun doing it. We didn't have to worry about any other outside pressure.
Noelle doesn't take long to answer.
Tell you what, Kirby. If you want me to come back, I can come back. But make me your leader.
What? No, that's just silly. Why would I follow someone who left the team?
I don't like this, Noelle. Just go away.
Noelle realizes J.U. means it. What can we do to convince you to come back?
You can't. I'm sorry. I just feel more free as a Talon. And I know that I'm right.
Noelle turns to leave, but turns back.
Oh, I almost left something at your headquarters.
She quickly grabs her coat and puts it on. At this point, Noelle's Talon members take her away. The team is silent for a moment. Well, I guess that was an interesting visit with our past.
Yeah? Kinda weird, huh?
Something wrong?
I just remembered something. Don't think it has anything to do with what happened, though.
Oh? What's up? Val looks around before speaking.
It's just... I haven't seen Noelle in weeks.
What do you mean? Interior. Jeyu's house. Day. Jeyu and his dog are in his bedroom having a conversation.
Do you think she'll come back?
There's a silence.
Wubba-lubba-dub-dub!
Shut up, Jeyu.
The immortal owl appears next to Jeyu.
Whoa, hey! Why are you following me?
I'm simply observing you. Besides, isn't this more interesting than watching an old man play video games?
I don't like this.
Suddenly, Jeyu gets a call.
What is it, Michael?
We've got a visitor.
In Jeyu's room, a TV appears on its stand. Jeyu grabs the remote and presses a button, turning it on. On the TV, Noelle appears.
Hi, Jeyu. I'm watching you.
No, you ain't.
Aren't I?
Alright, you little...
Jeyu smashes his TV with a right hook. He can still hear Noelle laughing.
It seems you are annoyed.
Am I really supposed to just take this?
The owl sits on top of the TV, looking at Jeyu. Jeyu raises a fist to hit him, but realizes the owl isn't moving.
Why not? You're a nice guy. I'd hate to see you get angry, seeing how powerful you are. And that's something to be afraid of.
Jeyu looks up, seeing himself on the television, punching a hole in the wall and stomping on it.
There. Is that better?
Jeyu punches the TV, tearing it in half.
Go to hell.
As you wish.
The owl flies away. Exterior. Noelle's house. Day. Jeyu smashes through the front door, shattering it, and flies away. As he begins to rise, the door falls to the ground. Jeyu, angry, finally stands up. He starts walking forward.
I'm free now. I'm free to do what I want.
Suddenly, a hand reaches through the wall and grabs him by the collar from behind. A familiar face appears, holding a gun.
What the hell?
I'm back.
Noelle shakes Jeyu and slaps him a few times before holding him against the wall. Jeyu is suddenly zapped. Noelle's hands hold him tight. Now he looks up and sees the unknown assailant. The assailant points the gun at him again. Noelle smiles and fires. Jeyu jerks back. Cut to black. Interior, clubhouse, night. The sky is dark and chaos reigns in the city. With Noelle leading the Crimson Talons and Jeyu dead, the only three members left are Michael, Kirby, and Valerie. Suddenly, on the news, Noelle appears to make a declaration of war against the city.
Oh, I don't like this at all. I'm gonna meet these guys, and then I'm gonna report this to the police.
The TV shuts off. Well, they got our attention. Let's go see if anyone is around. Michael, Kirby, and Voltron realize that in order to fight off Noelle and her Crimson Talons, they'll need some help. They call on Sina and Telegirl.
Noelle is well protected. The only way to go about this is to take over her hideout, in her home. You can't just storm a place full of hardened criminals and their mercs. You'll need to be stealthy.
We've got a couple of options here. We go in and knock the place off without any conflict. This would be a lot easier if we had some skilled criminals with us, but sadly they're all at the bar. We can go in without them, but it's going to be more difficult. The other option is to go in there with the intent of killing everyone. This would be much easier with the support of a few people with powers. I have Sina and Teki on my side, but you're going to need at least 2 more people with powers to defend themselves. That means you need to go get them.
I'm pretty sure I don't have any powers.
You're lucky, you know. I can't see you beating her without any powers. It's sad.
You have Telegirl. Do you know anyone else you can call on?
There's a chance of it going horribly wrong. Let's see how this goes.
Exterior, alleyway, night. We see a dark alley just around the corner from the street. We see Noelle, and she pulls out a walkie-talkie.
This is Noelle. There's no response, so we're going in.
Copy that. We're coming in hot.
Noelle and her crew open the door and rush into the nearby building. It's a massacre. Many people die as she decapitates them. This isn't just some dance of death. It's precision killing as she rips heads off. Exterior, street, night. The streets are in panic. We follow Valerio and Telegirl as they fend off Crimson Talons. Val gets into an argument with Noelle, the pair of them mentally attacking each other. After destroying her goons, they find her. She looks at them, expecting them to kill her, but they don't.
What the hell are you doing, Noelle? You know who I am. You're an idiot if you think I won't kill you.
Telegirl readies her fists and prepares to fight Noelle.
I'm not fighting you, Noah. If you know who I am, then you must know that I don't kill unless it's necessary.
You can't stop me!
A fight ensues. Noelle dodges both of their attacks before a blinding light fills the room. She unleashes a bright light, and everyone in the room turns to stone. They are still conscious as this happens. Interior, Noelle's apartment, night. We follow Michael, Kirby, and Sina as they enter Noelle's home. There are people in the building. Take care of business, I'll handle this. Nanite and Sina nod and rush upstairs. Michael looks around Noelle's home, only to find what they were after, which is a safe. He opens it and finds what they're looking for. An evil green crystal with strange markings in an unknown language all over it. It's an alien monster. Oh god, look what we found. He turns to leave, but suddenly Noelle is there. She takes the crystal from him, looking at it with a creepy grin. Michael tries to escape, but they are now surrounded by a ring of fire. Evo and Captain Quartz begin to fight for the crystal. Their powers are unleashed, and the building starts to collapse. Both are hit by some of the rubble. Punches fly as they strike each other. Evo lands a precise blow, and the crystal is destroyed, Noelle's grin turning into an angry scowl. The crystal explodes, and Evo is killed by the blast. Michael's last words ring in Noelle's ears. Why weren't you a killer before? Noelle is now standing alone. She realizes that she won't get the chance to unleash her terror on the world. Nanite and Sina move back into the scene, finding Noelle without the crystal. They see Evo.
I think our team is dead.
You're a fool if you think you can take on the city alone. Leave now or face my justice.
Noelle laughs.
As you wish. Have a nice night.
A fight breaks out between Noelle, Nanite, and Sina. During the fight, Noelle realizes that she should be careful. She can't fight well in her condition, and her enemies will easily defeat her if she doesn't get them under control. She remembers the events which transpired earlier that evening. Jeyu comes to mind. No, this isn't worth remembering. She pushes the memories aside and decides to focus on the fight. Sina slashes at Nanite with lightning bolts, but he has a large, impressive fortitude. He is willing to take the damage for the sake of victory. Intercut shots of combat. Eventually, after hours of fighting, Nanite manages to grab Noelle and hurl her against a wall, breaking it with his sheer strength. She collapses to the ground, pinned to the ground by Nanite's foot.
Say your prayers, demon.
He presses his foot on her throat, crushing it. Noelle watches as the wind is cut off from her body. The world is silent. She notices the blood pouring down from the side of her face. It's cold. She feels cold. She remembers what happened earlier that evening, when she had spoken to Jeyu during his last moments. Flashback to Noelle's apartment. Night.
Leave the city alone.
She had refused. She remembers the scuffle ensuing. She remembers being hurt. She remembers being angry. She remembers being a killer. Fade back to current scene. Noelle is dead. The city is safe. The only ones left are Kirby and Sina. They look at each other. Fade to black. The end.
There's a fire starting in my heart, reaching a fever pitch and it's bringing me out the dark. Finally, I can see you crystal clear. Go ahead and sell me out and I'll lay your ship bare. See, I'll leave with every piece of you. Don't underestimate the things that I will do. There's a fire starting in my heart, reaching a fever pitch and it's bringing me out the dark. The scars of your love remind me of us. They keep me thinking that we almost had it all. The scars of your love, they leave me breathless. I can't help feeling we could have had it all. In the deep, you have my heart inside, and you played it to the beat. Baby, I have no story to be told, but I've heard one on you, and I'm gonna make your head burn. Think of me in the depths of your despair. Make a home down there as mine sure won't be shared. The scars of your love remind me of us. They keep me thinking that we almost had it all. The scars of your love, they leave me breathless. I can't help feeling we could have had it all. In the deep, you have my heart inside, and you played it to the beat. Could have had it all. In the deep, you have my heart inside of your hand, but you played it, you played it, you played it, you played it to the beat.
Intercut scenes. New heroes are celebrated, but others are left wondering if they should be celebrated or feared. New villains crop up, though they're no match for the heroes. Jeyu comes back to life as a ghost. A new supervillain appears, a religious fanatic known as the Priest. He has no powers, but he has an entire congregation at his command. New events occur throughout the city. Things have died down somewhat. The heroes still feel the eyes of the city on them. Sina calls an unexpected meeting with the survivors.
I'm an emissary of the city-state of Delurge, a secret society of elite wizards who have been manipulating the world in their favor. With the death of the other emissaries and my lack of support from Delurge, it's been discovered that I'm an imposter. The Crimson Talons are defeated, but not before the brutal fighting occurs.
So they're gone. All of them. The Talons are no more?
Yes, I'm sure the heroes will go on to greater things, but for now the streets are wide open. Anyone can take their place.
You don't think they'll be back?
There was one emissary, 3 wizards, and 12 Talon associates. The emissary is dead. The other 2 wizards are in custody. The Talons were a group of disorganized opportunists, but some of the real deal's still out there. I wouldn't be surprised if they regrouped.
Kirby nods and stands up.
Well, hopefully they do, because the Talons are back, and the fight's just begun. May it forever stay that way.
He turns to leave.
So, date?
What?
You invited me over for a date.
Cut to black.